Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one, providing spiritual tools for daily living. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Tucker. I'm the senior minister here at the Oasis, and I always like to introduce this wonderful team that God has provided me. Let me start out with Miss Faith, my faithful assistant, Faith. Faith has been my assistant since the day she was born, pretty much. She used to help her dad at the soundboard when she was first born. And then when she was able to crawl, she crawled up to the stage. So we figured, oh, why not? And then so on, when we would do announcements, I'd put her on the podium. And I think people paid a lot of attention, more so than when you were up there. And then later, she and her sister would hand out affirmation cards at the end, like we did, kind of an usher function. She grew up about 6 blocks from my house. And when she was 14 and a half, she said, I want a real job. And I said, okay. So I hired her at my other business. And then she became my assistant here when we went live because of the pandemic. So that is my lovely assistant, Faith. She is the one behind the scenes that does everything so that you're not just listening to a talking head for a whole hour. And I can't multitask. So she does all of that behind the scenes. If you say hi, hello, good morning, she's the one that answers you. I'll go back later and just check to verify that she answered all of your questions and that kind of thing. But she's right on. She knows me better than I know myself. She's also our singer. Today we're going to be doing visioning. So she's going to be doing Use Me from the Agape Choir. So thank you, Faith, for being here. We love you.
Thank you.
And then my partner in crime, the wise and powerful Oz, coming to us from Wisconsin in his old house, not quite in his new house yet. He moved away. He was my first baby practitioner, and meaning he took all of his training with me. And then he was my board president for, I don't know, gosh, a lot of years, 7, 9 years, something like that. And excuse me, he moved to Florida. So we lost the ability to have him in the service. But now that we're in this software, we can have him whether he's in Florida or Wisconsin. He goes to Wisconsin for the summer. Who wouldn't? Anyway, he is our practitioner of the day, meaning he does our invocations, our benedictions, and he is available at the end for our 1-minute miracle. So thank you for being here, Oz. We love you. Today we're going to be doing visioning again. So I like to do visioning at least once a quarter because I feel like it's a spiritual practice that unless somebody's leading us, a lot of times we don't do. So we try to do it once a quarter. So we're going to do visioning today. Once we get past all the music and everything. I do a lot of music. I feel like it opens your heart so that we can open your mind so that what I'm saying hits you right at the heart level. So anyway, that's why we do a lot of music. So let's see. Say hi, hello, good morning, however you like. Just let us know that you're here. If you're visiting later, drop a line and just say hello so I know who stopped by. There's a watch party button that you can use to invite all of your friends so they can see what kind of Sunday services we provide. And also, you can talk amongst yourselves. And you don't bother anybody. So it's a good way for them to get their questions answered. So hit that watch party button and invite all your friends. Right now, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Presence of God. For God, as we conceive of it, is in all things as all things. Indeed, God is all that is, all that could be, and the process that makes all things move forth and prosper. I know that the presence of God is right here with me and with you also, no matter when and where you are, for all things are encompassed in this one greater being that we know of as God. I bask in the presence, and I know that blessings flow forth from this, and I give thanks for these things, and I let them be, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Oz. This next song is one that Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver wrote during her practitioner training. And it's a great reminder of how connected we all are. So we love to do this. If you know the words, sing it loud and sing it proud, because you can't bother anybody. And if you don't know the words, learn them, because it's a great way to remember how connected we are to everything and all things.
We are all one, we are all one, we are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is all I am seeing, for God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I receive, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite light, knowing the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and night. And we are all one, we are all one, we are all one in it. Yes, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one in it.
Yes, we are all one in it. If you're here, say hi, hello, good morning. Let us know that you're here. If you like something that you hear, whether that be something that I say or Oz prays or Faith sings, by all means, use that like button. And if you love something, send us love. We love to get love. Use the heart button. And if something strikes you as really powerful that I say, by all means, use the wow button. That lets me know that I'm on track. That feedback means a lot to us. So we want to make sure that you let us know if we really hit the mark. All right. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Faith singing Use Me by the Agape Choir.
Use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God is the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more and the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all and now needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that is command my hands. What must they do? Command my life is here for you. God is the sun that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things good, and God needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Thank you, Faith. As usual, that was beautiful. All right. So today's topic, as I said, was visioning. I want to talk a little bit about what visioning is and isn't for a second. It's different from visualization. Visualization is something that I get a picture of something that I want, or how I want things to look or feel or be. And I focus all of my attention towards that. So it's a very assertive kind of thing. Visioning is very passive. Visioning is allowing God's vision. And remember, I'm not talking about God out here. I'm talking about God around and in and through me. God's vision is for my life. Now, we get caught up a little bit in thinking, I want to be a writer. No, you're going to be a hash waitress in Kansas. That isn't how God works. God's answer is always yes. So, but there's a larger picture. We as human doings just see this much of the picture. And because of that, when we're doing the visioning process, what we're doing is we're allowing that bigger picture to come into us, to be shown to us. And so visioning is something we do, and visualization is something we do, and visioning is something we are. So we just sit and relax into it, center ourselves into the presence of God. Okay, so that being said, I want to talk a little bit about what our visioning process looks like. Visioning has been around forever as a practice, but there's a minister that used to be in our movement, Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, which you may know from The Secret and some other things. And he kind of perfected the process, if you will. He talks about the 4 stages of spiritual development, and that the act of visioning is the last stage of development, or the 3rd and 4th. But we practice visioning together. So in the first stage, he says, that's the to me stage. That's the victim stage where, and it's important. I'm not putting it down. I'm not making judgments about the victim stage, because it's important to our spiritual development that we go through that. But most of us were raised with a God that did things to us, right? We would pray that God would intervene on our behalf. We would think that nothing could happen unless God did it, right? That's also the stage where we think spiritual laws work against us, where we believe all of those kinds of things. And it's really important for us to move through that stage, because if we get stuck there, we feel like we're powerless, right? And we have no spiritual power. So the second stage is the to it stage. And that's where a lot of our students come into this philosophy and learn that the spiritual laws are things that we can manipulate, right? So we call this the manipulative stage. And again, it's not a judgment word at all. It just means that we know that we can have effect on our world as we manipulate the spiritual laws. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. And so when we're in this stage, we recognize that we recognize that we have power, that we have a say-so in the world, that we can make a difference in the world. And so this stage becomes very important to our spiritual development, so that when we recognize our spiritual power, we can begin to practice it so that we get better and better at it. Now, of course, we want to always remember we have power here. But the next stage is the through me stage. God cannot do for us what it cannot do through us. So we open ourselves to be able to be the vessel through which God works. Okay. And in this stage, it's also very important for our spiritual development, because instead of thinking that God does all of this stuff and we don't have to participate, we recognize that God can only do for us what it can do through us. So we open ourselves to allow God to do its work through us. Okay. For instance, love. Love is a perfect example of that. My personal feeling, and this comes from a Buddhist practice, is I have this like funnel on the top of my head where God's love pours through into me. And then I have another funnel in my heart where I funnel that love that God pours through me out into the world. So when people are experiencing my love, they're really experiencing God's love, not necessarily my human personal love, but God's love through me. And so that's God working through us. That's, the power and the principle of God working through us. So the third stage is through us. So we've gone from to me, to it, through me, and then at a certain point, we recognize that it's as me, that it's no longer God as a separate thing working through me, but instead God is operating as me. And that's when I'm walking the world as that representative of God, right? I am walking the world performing miracles because God is working as me. Now, I don't believe that God is that, I am all of God, right? Let's get clear about that. But we don't part God out either. So I don't say I'm part of God. What I say is that all I am is God, right? There is no more my human awareness and God's awareness, right? When I'm walking in the world as God, then and God is as working in the world as me, then I am actually constantly giving off love and receiving love. I am constantly in a state of perpetual prosperity. I'm in a state of perpetual love and life and livingness. So that's the difference. And so when we're doing this visioning, we're doing this visioning as us, as God. God is doing the visioning as us, right? And so it's important to note that that's the final step that we want to reach 100% of the time. But while we're in visioning, that's where we are. Okay? So in a minute, I'm going to have you close your eyes. But right now, let me just tell you the 3 questions we're going to ask. It's actually 4, because I like to add that last one in at the end. But the first question is, what is God's vision for my life? Now, in this case, we're working on the second quarter of 2023. So I might ask something like, what is God's vision for my life in the next 3 months? Or what is God's vision for my life this summer? Or what is God's vision for my life in the second quarter of 2023? We could ask it a bunch of different ways. I'm just going to ask it, what is God's vision for my life in this next 3 months? Okay. The second question, equally as important, is what must I become in order for that vision to manifest through me, right? Remember, God cannot do for us what it cannot do through us. So I must become, I can't have that which I have not yet become, right? So if I want more love in my life, I must become love. If I want more prosperity in my life, then I must become prosperity. So it's a spiritual principle that we must become in order for that vision to manifest through us, right? So that's that second question. The third question is, what must I release in order to become that? Now, here's the thing. What keeps us from being love is fear, or, fear of being hurt, or fear of not being good enough, or, those kinds of things. It's not always fear. Sometimes it's just a belief that says, I'm not good enough. Or sometimes it's, something that's happened to us in our past. So what must I release in order to become that through which God's vision can manifest, right? And then at the very end, I always tack on, what else do we need to know? Because I want us to get a very complete picture, if you will, not picture necessarily visual, but image, very complete idea of what that vision is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. All right. Now I just tune into that presence here in me, as me, through me, all around me. And as I do this, let's take a deep breath in through our nose, hold it, and release out through the mouth. We do this so that we can relax the body, so that we can be more open and receptive to the message that comes through. So again, I take a nice deep breath in through your nose, hold it, and release out through your mouth. Notice that your body is becoming lighter. And any thoughts that we may have can be put off till later. So we're just going to be present in this moment. I want you to take the biggest deep breath all the way from your belly right now, in through your nose. Hold it and push it out forcefully. In this state of body relaxation, where our mind is clear and our heart is open, I ask you now to imagine that in front of you in the room that you're in is this big ball of light. It is just pulsating. And you notice that it pulsates with your heartbeat, that you are in sync with this pulsating ball of light. And now I want you to imagine that there is a beam coming from your heart to this ball of light, this light beam that connects you to it. And now I want you to imagine that this ball of light now moves, and you realize it is the connecting point for all of us. That same ball of light that our heart is attached to attaches us to everyone who's listening. So like spokes on the wheel, we are connected to it. And it grows bigger. And as it grows bigger, there are no more individual homes. There's only this big ball of light. It encompasses all. And we notice that we are enveloped by it as well. We no longer need that beam of light to connect us because we are connected inside of this big ball of light, pulsating and growing. And as it grows, it envelops our neighborhoods. There are no individual houses anymore. No individual streets. It's just one big ball of light. And as it grows, it envelops our city or a town or a province. There are no individual cities or towns, or there are no individual neighborhoods, let's put it that way. There's only the city ball of light, or the town or the province. And then as it grows again, it encompasses our state that we live in. There are no individual cities, towns, or provinces. There's only this big ball of light. Pulsating and still growing. It grows until it encompasses the entire United States. There are no individual boundaries between states now. There's only God, only light. And then as it grows again, it encompasses all of the countries. One big country. There aren't individual ones anymore. There's no United States or China or Ukraine or Russia. There's only this ball of light. And everything and everyone is encompassed in it. And it grows one final time, and it encompasses the entire universe. As my friend Dr. Paula used to say, universe, one song. And we recognize right now that it is emitting this healing balm for all who want it. We offer it to the world for anyone who needs it, as we take some for ourselves. It soothes us. It calms us. It feeds us. It feeds our soul. And we sit here in it, pulsating with it for just a moment, taking in the absolute healing that is there for us. have one more experience with this beautiful healing substance that is in this big pulsating ball of light. And then travel back along that light beam that is connected to it, your home, to the room that you were in. Keeping your eyes closed and staying in that loving presence, in that unconditional love of God. Ask yourself this first question. What is God's vision for my life in this coming 3 months? Putting aside that planner, that human part of us that wants to plan it, letting go of that and allowing God to communicate its vision for you. What is God's vision for my life over the next 3 months? What is that larger vision of God that wants to manifest through us? Don't judge whether you get a visual or an audio signal, a word, perhaps an idea that pops in your head, a feeling. It can be any one of those things. Don't judge, just allow. And now take this idea that you have been given, this vision, and put it in your spiritual pocket to be retrieved later. As we move forward into the second question, knowing that we cannot have that which we have not yet become, what must I become in order to be the vessel through which God's vision manifests? What spiritual principle must I embody in order for that vision to come to fruition through me? What must I become in order to be the vessel through which God's vision manifests? Again, don't judge how that information comes. Just allow it to be there. And now take this idea and place it next to the other one in your spiritual pocket. As we move to the next question, which is, what must I release in order to become that through which God's vision may manifest? Do I need to forgive someone? Do I need to let go of someone? Do I need to let go of an idea, a belief, a fear? What must I release in order to become that vessel through which God's vision can manifest? What must I release? Now place that in your spiritual pocket as we ask the final question. What do I need to know? What else do I need to know? Is it a step I need to take? Is it just a further explanation of what I've received so far? What else do I need to know in order to become that vessel through which God's vision can manifest? What else do I need to know? So when you're ready to move your awareness back into the room, wiggle your fingers and your toes, get your physical body back, open your eyes, and come present into the room. So one of the things that helps cement that in is to tell somebody what you got. We use the comment section for that. If you're not comfortable doing that, and there's someone in your house you can share that with, it cements it in. You can also do something like this as you catch on each idea. But it's important to cement it in somehow. And so I'm going to ask you while I'm praying to put that in the comment section. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes again. If that feels. Awareness where God is.
You're muted. You muted yourself again. I'm going to play the music and then unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I just turn my awareness right now to the infinite power, the infinite presence of God. To that place within me that knows beyond human understanding just how powerful, how beautiful, how awesome God is. To that place where God comes alive in my thoughts, in my heart, in my mind. And that is where I find myself, in the midst of God. My very essence, my very life, my very being is who and what I am. And every thought, every action, every deed is guided and led by that ancient wisdom of the ages that is God flowing through me as it does all of life. That is also where I find this wonderful team God has provided me. I know it for Faith and for Lynn and for Oz and for Tina and for Karen and for Elaine. For we are connected by it, through it, as it. And as we move through this world, we are led and guided by that ancient wisdom of the ages that flows through it so perfectly. I know this to be so for each person, whether that be for watching, whether that be in real time or later on. For there is no place where one leaves off and the other begins. We are just connected, totally connected by it, through it, as it. In this awareness, I bless that this upcoming week with so many ideas, a plethora, if you will, of ideas that make our life a better experience. For all the visioning that has just happened here, the concrete ways of putting it in motion show up and show itself to us. So I bless this week. I call it very good. And I know for every name that is in the ministry of prayer today, that same power, that same presence is what uplifts and inspires us and moves us into a better experience. No matter what we're experiencing here and now, God is the answer. So I pull back that veil, revealing that God truth here and now. I claim it in their names as good and very good. And I just let it be. As my heart fills with gratitude. And so it is. Amen.
Sorry, I missed the cue there.
That's okay. I stepped out.
Ah! We are having technical moments.
We are having technical difficulties today. Are you going to sing?
Yep, I can sing.
Okay.
Okay.
You are the hearts, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirits on earth, and who you are, and all you do is blessing to the world. You are the hearts, you are the hands, you are the voice.
Looks like you're freezing up a little too. I don't know what's going on with the world today. This is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to feel gratitude for that which you have already received in the physical realm and that which you have created in the mind of God, but have not maybe seen yet on the physical realm, in the physical realm. And so in a moment, I'm going to ask you to go to www.oasiscsl.org, where about 2/3 down the page is our offering affirmation. I'll have you say that with me, but there's a contribute now button right underneath it. And let me tell you a little bit about what you're contributing to, because we don't have a facility. So you're not paying for a rent and utilities and all the usual expenses that come along with a facility. What you're contributing to is our vision, which is a healed world, and our mission, which is healing one person at a time, healing the world one person at a time. So, that was interesting. I don't know what's going on. You're in two places. Are you there?
Yeah, I was trying to hop back out and hop back in and see if that fixes the issue, but okay.
Now you're in two places. It's okay.
I'm in two places at once.
Yes, you're bilocating. We love it. So what you're contributing to is us being able to market to the global world so that we can live our vision and our mission. So whether you're viewing this in real time or later on, please go right now to www.oasiscsl.org, and about 2/3 down the page, say this offering affirmation with me. This perfect gift is spirit and form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive, and so it is. Click on that Contribute Now button and help us reach our vision and our mission through our mission. Goodness gracious. All right. I don't know what is going on with technology today. Oz was having trouble coming on, and now we're having trouble going back and forth. It's just interesting. All right. So let me see here. We have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners from coast to coast who serve on our ministry of prayer, which is the healing arm of the church, and we call them our God Squad. And they serve in a couple of different ways. One is when you have a prayer request, they will pray every day on that request for a week. So if you would like prayer for something, please put in the comment section what you would like prayer for, or if you're not comfortable doing that publicly, you can always DM Faith, and she will make sure that it gets on the God Squad list so that they can pray for it. Our licensed practitioners are also available by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. So if you would like to do that, you can look them up on our website or on Facebook and let them know, message them and let them know that you would like a session for spiritual guidance, and they'll let you know how to pay for it. They're individual businesses. I don't get involved in that. So it could be through PayPal, it could be through Cash App or Venmo or Wise, whichever way they choose to receive payment. And then they will reach out to you at your appointed time by video chat. The other thing the practitioner of the day here is doing is he's available for what we call our 1-minute miracle. And what that is it's not a time for counseling, but it is a time where you can share with him whatever issue you're having, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. You can reach out to him through video chat. If he doesn't answer right away, it probably means he's on with someone else. You can try back a little later, but he is available for that. And like I said, we like to support those who support us. So this is an amethyst mala bead necklace. It has 108 beads on it. The Hindus and the Buddhists use it to do their chants. They move one bead at a time for each time they chant. I think it's an excellent way to do the affirmations that I recommend that you do 100 times a day, because there's 108 beads on the necklace and there's 54 on the bracelet. So you would just do the bracelet twice. The one that I have is an amethyst necklace. It's very beautiful. It's $60, but they have them in other gemstones from $30 on up. And you can reach them through Brooks and Bailey 0307 at gmail.com or their Facebook page. All the proceeds go to Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue, which is a very worthy cause. So do that. Okay, Faith.
And please check out the Mystic Brew. We have intention jars as well as kits to make them yourself, and bath salts to help focus and bring in whatever intention you are currently working on. The website no longer works. However, you can order through Facebook or Instagram by DMing us, and we can set up payment and get that to you. We are also offering Zumba classes at 1 p.m. on Sundays. Today is the last week that we won't be doing Zumba, but we will be back next week. So you can sign up for those through the links that are posted on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Okay. It's so funny. I heard Stella in the background and I was looking around to see, oh, my ring just broke. Gosh darn it. I was looking around to see what cat was in my kitchen. That's always so funny when that happens. Well, I guess I better get that remade. Okay. And then we have Angel Renee has the same kind of thing. She has intention candles and a tea bag that you put in your bath that she uses these aromatic herbs that help you to focus. So, all right. And since we like to support those who support us, and we couldn't do music without these two wonderful ladies. The first one is Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver, and she is her website. You can go on it and you can look and see which CD you want, but you can't order it through the website. She's unable to fix her website somehow to tell you how to pay for it. It broke a long time ago and she can't get it fixed. So anyway, she travels around the country singing, and she always has the CDs in her car. So if you find a CD that you want, just reach out to her by email and let her know, and she'll tell you how to pay for it. And then she's very good about sending it right away. The other is Karen Drucker, who has gifted us with her entire collection of 20 CDs. And on her website, you can buy it in real time. You can buy it by the song, by the CD, by the songbook, by the karaoke. And some of her songbook pages actually have American Sign Language in them. So it's a really easy website to use. And we do a lot of Karen Drucker's music. So you will be familiar with everything that you see there, probably, if you've been tuning in a lot. But definitely go buy something from these two ladies. It's really awesome. All right. And then check out our website at www.oasiscsl.org. There you're going to find video files of my sermons for the last 3 years, audio files from the sermons long ago, pictures of our picnics, my ordination, Reverend Lynn's ordination, things like that, so you can get to know who the spiritual family is. We are working on updating the website. I know it's out of date, and we're going to be featuring a different practitioner every month with a newsletter. So we want, or an article, I should say. We're not doing a full newsletter, but that's coming soon. So check out our website. Also, our video sermons are available on YouTube, and our audio sermons are available on SoundCloud under S. Tucker. All right. I think that's it. That's it. We're going to head into our closing song real quick here. We haven't done it in a while.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And I know the blessings of God are inherent in its very being, that all things move through us, through God's vision. I allow that vision to unfold in this week and in this year and in the future. I know that it is good and very good. I give thanks that it is so, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz. And thank all of you for being here today. I know there's 1,000 things you could be doing on a Sunday morning. We are so blessed that you were here with us today as we had all these cute little technical difficulties. It's really funny. The last time Oz popped out and popped back in again, I was thinking, that must be what it's like when you create and then uncreate and create and uncreate. Like I have all these people popping into the service. It's like, yep, that's what it would be like. All right. That's funny.
Having bandwidth problems.
I know. Well, and Faith, for some reason, is having problems too. And I don't know. She doesn't usually have problems. So I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. It was just all very special as I laughed to myself about, gee, this is just what it would be like, So listen, join us next week and every week, 10:30 a.m. every Sunday. Next week is Father's Day, and we have a really special service created for you. So definitely tune in next week. Until then, stay safe, wear a mask. Love you. Bye.